Today we're looking at Article 1, Section 8, 9, and 10 of the U.S. Constitution. Hello, welcome to the Daily Bellringer. Please don't forget to subscribe and take a look at the questions down in the description. Also, don't forget to check out the worksheet in the description that goes along with this video, available at dailybellringer.com. Article 1 of the U.S. Constitution establishes and defines the legislative branch of the U.S. government. Remember, the United States government has three branches: legislative, executive, and judicial. The job of the legislative branch is to make laws. Within Article 1, two houses of the legislature, or Congress, is established: the House of Representatives and the Senate. We already covered in previous sections of Article 1 some of the requirements for the two houses, some of the rules, and how a bill becomes a law. Now with these last three sections of Article 1, we start getting into the powers of the Congress. Article 1, Section 8 gives specific powers to Congress. When you think of a superhero, there's always a source of their power, whether it be, radiation or some alien power source or something like that. Well, with Section 8, that's kind of what this is for Congress. It's where it gets its powers. This is the section that gives the legislative branch its authority to do different things. Now, I'm not going to list all of the powers, just a few. One of the primary powers given to Congress is the power to raise money, or in other words, to tax the American people. Remember, under the Articles of Confederation, which was the first Constitution of the United States, Continental Congress did not have the power to tax, and it caused all kinds of problems. So the founders wanted to make sure in this new Constitution that Congress had the power to tax. Secondly, Congress is given the power to declare war. I think a lot of people assume it is the President of the United States that can declare war alone, but Congress is the one who holds this power, and it has to be voted on. A president can request that Congress declares war, or encourage Congress to declare war, but the president cannot do that himself. Also, Congress has the power and responsibility to maintain an armed forces, or Army, Navy, Air Force, and Marines, to defend our nation. Providing for the common defense was one of the primary objectives of the Constitution mentioned in the preamble of the document. Some other powers include establishing post offices and regulating commerce or trade between the states. So, Article 1, Section 8 establishes what powers Congress has. You can probably guess Article 1, Section 9 states the powers Congress does not have. Again, Article 1, Section 9 really limits the powers of the Congress. Some things Congress cannot do include Congress cannot suspend or take away the right of habeas corpus. Habeas corpus is a Latin term meaning your right to be brought before a judge or a court and defend yourself if you are accused of a crime. This is a very important right because it means the government or authorities cannot simply arrest someone and throw them in jail really for no reason. They must prove that that person is guilty, and the person must have the opportunity to defend themselves against whatever charges are brought against them. Also in Section 9, it says Congress cannot pass laws that give preference to one state over another. So no special treatment for any state. Every state is to be treated equally. A big one here is that no money can be taken from the national treasury without passed law from Congress. Issues that require the government to pay for something from taxpayer dollars must be debated and voted upon and passed in order for money to be dispersed. An interesting one here is that Congress can give no title of nobility. So in other words, Congress cannot declare someone to be the monarch or king of the United States. Remember, after the American Revolution, there were some who were actually pushing to have George Washington declared king. Of course, Washington responded and said, no way, we just fought a war to get out from under a king, so, what are you thinking? Just to review, Article 1, Section 8 says what powers Congress has, while Article 1, Section 9 says what powers Congress does not have. The last section here of Article 1 is Section 10, and Section 10 is kind of an odd section to have here because it doesn't deal directly with the legislative branch. Instead, it tells the states certain things they cannot do. A few things listed here as being prohibited for the states are printing their own money, raising their own army, or declaring war. That's all of Article 1, which again focuses on establishing and organizing the legislative branch of the United States government. So with that, hopefully you learned something, and thanks for watching.